Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to be talking about 5 things that are ruining Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So these are these 5 things that I believe are the current issue with Modern Warfare, and this is what is preventing this game from reaching its true potential and are the things that the community is the most frustrated by at this moment in time. So before we get into today's video, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I've got a lot of great Modern Warfare videos, and make sure you guys are subscribed with notifications on them so you guys don't miss out. But first off, let's talk about the #1 issue with Modern Warfare at the moment, and this is all the campers in the game. So camping is nothing new in Call of Duty. It's been around, even back in like Call of Duty 3 and Call of Duty 4. Basically when Call of Duty first took off, there was campers. There's always has been and always will be campers, but there are certain games that people camp way more than they should, and Modern Warfare is a great example of this. Another game that people love to camp in was Ghosts, and I feel like they both suffer from the same problem, which we're going to cover in a second. But campers are a huge problem in this game and really are a huge issue for the community, because it feels like no matter where you go on the map, there's always going to be somebody camping in a corner and they're just going to light you up and you're just going to die. The time to kill in this game is really quick. That mixed with the netcode makes it super frustrating to find people camping. People just camp in some of the weirdest spots, and some of the maps allow that. Plus there's the whole thing about leaning. So like Dr. Disrespect even posted a thing about this on Twitter where he had a video where he was playing on like St. Petrograd, and there was somebody like upstairs leaning around the corner and they just shot him, and the person was even in the shadow and like he just could not see the guy and just died. So it's like, how is that fair? So people camping in this game is definitely super frustrating, and the community has been very vocal about this recently, because there's been a lot of people even posting screenshots of like, hey, this was such a great game I played of Team Deathmatch or something like that, where the game ends because of the time limit. Not because of the kill limit or score limit, but because of the time limit, and each team has maybe 20 kills. Who wants to play a game like that? Who wants to spend 10 minutes and have your entire team get 20 kills? That's 2 kills a minute. Now you compare that to the previous Call of Duty game, Black Ops 4, where if you play a game of Team Deathmatch, just about every single match of Team Deathmatch in Black Ops 4 ends in the score limit, and you can usually get 100 kills in Team Deathmatch, as a team, in about 5-6 minutes. And Modern Warfare, like I said, your team might pull off 30 in 10 minutes, but a lot of the maps and stuff are just designed that there's a lot of running, and people like to camp. They don't really like to get out and move, so they just sit and wait for somebody. So somebody comes around, they kill them, and that person has to respawn on the complete opposite side of the map and run back over there. So the time in between kills in this game is just so long that you're lucky if you get 20 kills a game. Like, honestly, this year on YouTube is kind of been a disappointment, because like last year for Black Ops 4, within a day of the game being out, you had people posting 100+ kill gameplays on YouTube. But in Modern Warfare, not really. Not unless it's ground war. If it's just a standard team deathmatch or domination or anything else like that, like, you're lucky if you get 60 kills, honestly. I think my highest kills in Modern Warfare multiplayer at this moment in time, not including ground war, I think is like 30 something. And that's way lower than any other Call of Duty game. But it's just because everybody loves to camp, and I think that are 2 reasons. The first reason is that there's no incentive to play the objective in this game. You really, it doesn't matter if you take flags or if you play the objective in any way, because most people, they only really care about their KD and about kill streaks, and since it's kill streaks instead of score streaks, there's no incentive to play the objective at all. If you hop on the objective, you could easily die, so why would you risk that when you can just stay inside and just get a couple cheap kills and then get your streaks that way? Nobody wants to go out in the open and try and capture B all on their own when they can just stay inside and snipe somebody from a window, or camp a corner or something like that. And this leads into the second problem that we have here about Modern Warfare, and this is the map design. Modern Warfare has some pretty bad maps. I wouldn't say that they're awful. I don't think there's any maps that I'm like, okay, this is truly like the worst map I've ever played in Call of Duty history. I know a lot of people definitely do not like Euphrates Bridge, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I haven't really played that map much lately, but when the game first came out, I liked sniping on it. This was before basically anybody in the game sniped on that map. I started sniping, I was amazing at it, but people eventually learn that you can spawn trap really easy on that map. And this is another issue with a map like Piccadilly, where you can spawn trap so easy on the map and the spawns don't flip. And I feel like in Modern Warfare there's so many bad maps that it really makes the multiplayer experience really bad. And to add on to this, there is no vote to skip. You cannot choose what map you're going to play next. It's literally just, oh, we're going to play this map now. Okay, well, what if I want to play, you know, whatever happened in the voting? What happened between, you know, oh, I can pick Hijacked or Nuketown, or I can vote random. Whatever happened to that? Now you literally have no choice in what map you play. You join a lobby, it's like, hey, you're playing Piccadilly. Okay, you can back out of the lobby, try and find a new one, but you're probably going to get put into a game in progress on Granza Raid, and your team's getting clapped. So that sucks. There's no vote to skip on the maps. And a lot of the maps I feel like are kind of camper friendly, and I've heard some places that Infinity Ward actually designed them this way, that they're supposed to be kind of noob friendly to help out people like that. And I know the community has been on both sides of the fence here. Part of the community does not like the 3-lane maps. They hate them, and they want something more like Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare 2, where there's different paths you can go, and it's more realistic. It's not literally every single map is 3-lane. I mean, that's how Treyarch does it. Treyarch, every single one of their maps are 3-lane maps. It's good for competitive, but for pubs, I mean, it can be good, but it's kind of frustrating if you're playing against a team that knows what they're doing, because they can easily lock down all 3 lanes and you're absolutely screwed. And you literally can't do anything if they have 3 lanes locked down. Whereas in a game like Modern Warfare, there's a lot of different flank routes, and that can work to your advantage, but also your disadvantage, because all of a sudden you're trying to take B, and then you get shot by 6 different places, 6 different windows and little like lookouts and hidey places. So the maps are a big issue, but this might be fixed upcoming. There has been a lot of leaks and rumors that there's going to be a lot of remastered maps and maps coming up. They've already been like in the game code and stuff, so I got a separate video on the channel coming about that. So the maps are a big issue. The next big issue the community has been having with Modern Warfare is the 7.25 shotgun and the M4. The classes in this game are insane. At launch, it was literally just the M4. That was all people were using in Modern Warfare, was just the M4 assault rifle. And this was super frustrating because there's so many weapons in the game, but nobody wanted to use anything other than the M4. So it was annoying to get killed by, because you're just like, dude, use something else, you know? Like, let's get some variety going on. You hop into Black Ops 4, and sure, there's a lot of people using those, like, just, you know, cheese guns that you're just like, dude, come on, use something else. But in that game, still, there's a lot of different variety compared to Modern Warfare. And, I mean, more recently, the 7.25 has become the go-to weapon, because you can actually snipe people. I'm sure you guys have seen that clip where somebody's playing Ground War, and they're playing on Karst River Quarry, and they literally got somebody from across the map with a shotgun. That's insane! How do you kill a person on the opposite side of one of the biggest multiplayer maps in Call of Duty history with a shotgun? That's just ridiculous and absolutely insane. So the range definitely needs to be nerfed, but that's just what people use, is they use a shotgun, and that combined with the maps, plus the fact that everybody camps in this game, just makes it really unfun to play, because you get people just camping in corners with shotguns, and they'll just kill you. You walk into a building, bam! There's somebody hiding in this little like hidey hole corner thing, and they shot you with a shotgun, and you're dead. And that ties into my next point, and the second to final point, which is the Claymores. You walk into a building, bam! Blow up by a Claymore. You try and flank, you go into through a different entrance, you go in through, you know, a different doorway, bam, there's another Claymore over there. You flank all the way around the map, and you go into their spawn, bam, there's a Claymore there too. Like, there's even clips on Reddit and Twitter of people who literally have gotten killed by Claymores like 3 or 4 times in a row. They spawn, they walk into a building, die by a Claymore, spawn, go into a different building, Claymore, spawn, go into a different building, Claymore, and then they just leave the match. They're just like, dude, come on. So Claymores are a big issue, because in Modern Warfare, they don't just explode in front of you. In previous Call of Duty games, Claymores only exploded in the direction they're facing. In this game, there's been countless clips of people who are behind a Claymore, and they shoot it, and they still die. It just blows up and kills them. So instead of a Claymore, it's more like an IED, or like a mine, where it just goes up and just blows out in all directions. Now you compare that to something like a Bouncing Betty from Black Ops 2, or a Trip Mine from Black Ops 3. Okay, something like that's different, because you throw those down, and sure, it's the same thing. It explodes if you walk over it, but there is a delay. You walk over it, you hear it, you can lay down. You lay down underneath those things, and you survive. It blows up if you have enough quick enough reaction time. And if you're skilled enough and you hear that cue, you can survive them. Claymores in previous Call of Duty games, okay, it sucked, but they only had one way for you to for you to die from them. They only had one direction that they'd blow up. So you just go in through a different direction. You shoot them from the side. In Modern Warfare, that's not the case. It's basically, you know, a spherical just explosion. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter where the lasers are pointing. They all blow up, and it's really, really annoying. And that mixed with the map design and the fact that people camp, is people just camp in a doorway or something like that with a shotgun, and then they have a Claymore watching their back. So even if you try and flank, you're gonna die by a Claymore. And there's even like, there was this clip, dude, on Twitter. Oh my goodness. I'll try and link this to you guys in the description. I'm not gonna post it in the video, I'm sorry, but this is not actually my footage, where this guy, he actually, like, he saw a Claymore, and he was shooting it, and it was not blowing up. So he's like, okay, so it must be a friendly Claymore that's just, you know, it's one of those glitches where it says it's an enemy Claymore, but it's actually a friendly Claymore. And then he walks up to it and it blows up and he dies. He could not destroy it, but he walks up to it, it blows up, and he dies. Like, it's absolutely insane, the Claymores in this game, and like the glitches and stuff that goes on with them. I think the big issue with Claymores, besides the blast radius and how powerful they are, is it is like the first equipment you unlock. I think Claymores need to be the final equipment you unlock, and that right there would eliminate so much Claymore use. Because it's like the first equipment you use, that's why there's so much spam. That's also why the M4 is such a prevalent weapon in the game, is because it's unlocked at such a low level that everybody has it equipped. If you have something that's really good, but it's at a high level, not everybody's gonna, you know, abuse it. They have to be a high level before they get it. So I think Claymores need to be put at a higher level, unlocked at like the final level in the game to use a Claymore. That right there would eliminate so much grief and heartache in this game, because that in and of itself would absolutely reduce like the amount of Claymores probably by like 85% just by changing the level cap on it. So Claymores definitely need fixing. And the next thing and the final thing for the video is Spec Ops. What? Spec Ops is what? Spec Ops like isn't even in the game. This is a huge issue. I don't know what Infinity Ward was thinking here with Spec Ops. There is like a couple of, like, they're not even really missions though. There's a couple things you can do in Spec Ops, but Infinity Ward promised both like missions and operations and stuff to do, but they don't have the missions. They said it was supposed to be like additions to the campaign, but Spec Ops seems to be like almost completely missing from the game. Now whether this is intentional or a bug or something like that, that remains to be seen. But it appears that, you know, Infinity Ward's going to be bringing this in an update. But it's just kind of insulting that this whole third game mode, besides campaign, multiplayer, Spec Ops, there's nothing to do in Spec Ops. I mean, if you're on PlayStation, you can play survival. But if you're on Xbox and PC, and I mean even PS4, all you have is just a couple missions. You have like just a tiny little fraction of things you can do, when Infinity Ward promised us so much that you could do in it. So that sucks, and it's just something that, you know, they promised us, but they didn't deliver for some reason. But it's going to be coming soon TM. We don't know when that's going to be, but hopefully it'll be sometime relatively, you know, soon, within like the next couple weeks. That'd be nice. But that is basically where Modern Warfare is at right now. It's not that fun to play because people camp, they don't use any variety in classes, and it's just not that fun to play when everybody camps like that. So I feel like you need new game modes to play. New maps would be great, and some different weapon balancing. Claymores need to be changed level wise, and also like balance wise with like damage and stuff like that. But one thing I do want to add here though, at the very end, this isn't part of my like official 5-thing list here, is the leveling. Now this is a personal gripe I have with the game, and that is with level 155. I hit level 155, like, today is Thursday, November 7th. Okay, when did I hit level 155 in Modern Warfare? Okay, I hit it, what, I think it was October 27th. It was like Saturday night or Sunday morning. So the game had been out 2 days by then, and that's when I hit level 155. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I have not really played almost any Modern Warfare since then. And it's because there's no reason for me to. I've already maxed out my level, so what am I ranking up? What am I getting XP for now? What am I completing challenges for? There's nothing for me to do. So I would appreciate more levels in Infinity Ward, or just something for me to do other than that. I've always enjoyed ranking up, and typically at this early in a Call of Duty game's life cycle, there's 1,000 levels for me to be working on. And if there was 1,000 levels in Modern Warfare, I would be playing every single day still. I'd be grinding it out. But ever since I hit 155, I've just kind of not played multiplayer as much, and it's kind of a disappointment. So I hope Infinity Ward can really change all these things around and really improve the game. There's a lot of things that this game definitely nails down. I'm not trying to be negative in this video and complain. I'm just saying that there are some big things that Infinity Ward needs to address. This isn't saying that there's things that Infinity Ward didn't absolutely nail and aren't perfect with the game. The campaign is flawless and amazing. That's why there's literally nothing on here complaining about the campaign at all. It's because the campaign is perfect. So stuff, in this game is good, but there's still some changes that need to be made for this game overall to be an amazing, amazing game. So there you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this in the comments down below. Do you guys agree with my list? What do you guys think needs to be changed with Modern Warfare? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.